Now we know the former Redskin quarterback, former Rookie of the Year, one of the greatest rookie seasons that we've ever seen from a quarterback, RG3 is a cornball brother. We know that he loves him some milk, and not only that, he loves his women to where he's gonna make corny jokes with them. He's gonna create content. And one thing we know that he does for engagement is race bait. Whether he wants to say it or not, that's the truth. Now, one thing I will say about RG3 is that he is good at his job. He was recently released from ESPN, so now he creates his own content, which I respect. Salute, man. It's not easy creating your own content. And he recently did a take on Caitlin Clarke hard fouling Angel Reese.
So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul. What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her. You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clarke and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clarke? You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her. Who celebrates like that for a flagrant foul on another player if they don't dislike that player? Okay, you want some more evidence? Here's some more evidence. Remember last year when they were talking about who gets the credit for the expansion and the eyeballs and the popularity boost of women's basketball? Not just the WNBA, but women's basketball in general, because of the spike in the women's NCAA tournament and in WNBA viewership. A lot of people were attributing that to Caitlin Clarke, and rightfully so. This is what Angel Reese had to say.
Take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Now, I heard a lot of people say that I or others have made Angel Reese the villain. Did you not just hear herself call herself the bad guy? She called herself the villain. I'm not making her the villain. She's making herself the villain.
Hey, listen, man. RG3 is a good marketer, man. He's a good seller of controversy because the first thing we notice is his European wife, his pilgrim wife, sitting on that comfortable, nice looking chair, by the way, to the left of him, drinking coffee, shaking her head while he's talking about Caitlin Clarke and praising her and saying, yo, Angel Reese, you gotta relax. We understand the look of that. He understands the optics of that. He's now doing his own content, so he's doing what he gotta do to try to sell his content. I'm not even mad at him. I think that he did the right thing. And what I will say is he still was professional though. He didn't say she hates him for any other reason other than basketball related topics. He kept it basketball. He said, from my vision, from this is what I've seen, this is what she's done, this is what she said. So my actions as a former athlete lets me know, in my personal opinion, that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clarke. It's something deeper than just a hard foul. Insert Ryan Clarke, an ESPN analyst, a former Pittsburgh Steelers safety who played with a lot of reckless abandon. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that he can even process his thoughts as intricately as he can, because this man used to just literally put his body on the line every game. He's not wrapped too tight. And I think that maybe sometimes his CTE be creeping in when he does these things, but we'll get to that. Now, Ryan Clarke is known as a panderer of just the black race. Listen, I'm all good for somebody trying to protect black people, but sometimes we have to be real with ourselves, because Ryan Clarke, what he does is he can find the smallest loophole, the smallest issue with something that somebody says, and he can turn around and make it a whole soliloquy on his podcast and make it about race.
We moved in to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate, because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clarke had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate.
Now, I'm going to say so far so good. I think that Ryan Clarke is speaking on basketball. And hey, you disagree with what RG3 says, that's perfectly fine. But I do think we got to pay attention to the beginning of the clip that I just showed, because he's saying, basically, how can you assume the intentions of somebody based off of their facial expressions and whatnot, which is also a fair assessment. I kudos, right? Let's remember that.
And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clarke's heroic or hero story. Right. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what black women have to endure in this country, about what young black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clarke's rise and ascension into stardom.
Wait, what? What? That was sudden. And it was disrespectful. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You're alluding to the fact that because this man is married to a white woman, that he doesn't know anything about the struggle of black women in America, which there is a struggle for black women in America as well as black men. But that had nothing to do with what RG3 said. RG3 said something strictly that had something to do with basketball. He did not say, hey, I think that she hates her because she's a black woman and she sees this white woman succeeding in a primarily black dominant sport. He didn't say that. He said, I saw what happened last year. I saw how she clapped when a hard foul happened. I saw when this happened, that happened, exhibit A, B, and C, and it's got me feeling as if that Angel Reese does not like Caitlin Clarke. All of a sudden, this man starts speaking on another man's household. And let's just be honest, man, we know what it is. That's a slight at him loving white women. His previous wife, when he came into the league, RG3, was white. He divorced her and he got married to another white woman. That's what that's about. Let's not play dumb here. And that was very disrespectful and over the line, Mr. Ryan Clarke.
No, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clarke is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping.
I told y'all. I knew he wasn't going to like the fact that he had his white wife in the back. RG3 knew what he was doing. But one thing I will say is, there's no need to disrespect somebody. He acts as if RG3 doesn't know any other Black woman. He doesn't know his mom, his aunties, his grandmothers. He doesn't have nobody in his life that's a Black woman that he can talk to, that he's had conversations. Now, it's funny, we said earlier, he said you can't assume something off of her facial expression that she hates this person. But yet you assume that you know what's going on in this man's household because he's married to a white woman. Can we not call it hypocrisy? Hypocrisy. May the church say amen. Amen, brother.
And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what Black women deal with a lot from Black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over Black women by denigrating Black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clarke is as well. Caitlin Clarke is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less Black than me.
Now, for all the people that may disagree with me right now, especially all my brothers and sisters, I hope y'all don't get in here calling me all types of coons and all types of, tomfooleries and stuff. Because I know how y'all do. I done been there, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be unbiased, and I'm just trying to give a good opinion. I think that RG3 was about basketball. I think that he was trying to be funny by putting his wife in the background. I do think that was a little weird, but I think Ryan Clarke took it too personal. I think he personalized it a little too much. And what I have to show y'all before y'all come and call me all types of coons and everything, do y'all know that Ryan Clarke has him a white queen as well? Yeah, he's married. But yeah, do y'all know that he let his sperm hit another white woman's vagina and travel into the egg, into the embryo, and impregnate this white European being? Did y'all know that? Do y'all not know that he has a mixed child? So it just seems to me he may be overcompensating maybe for his white mistake he made. Yeah, if we're going to talk about families, let's get to it then. Yeah, he may be overcompensating for the fact that he's ashamed that he let loose in that mayonnaise and he created another human being from it. And ever since that European blood lured him in between her crotch, he's been trying to make up for it by pandering to every Black woman that he's ever known. And RG3, you're just collateral in the game. Now, RG3 would respond to Ryan Clarke And I would say he kept it rather classy.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy RG3, and I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clarke, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits, and Ryan Clarke has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clarke didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clarke, and that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm gonna have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clarke is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Brian, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes. But keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clarke personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, it's weak. Ryan Clarke personally attacking me and my family, personally because he disagreed with my sports opinion. It's a bad look for him as a man. I hope you get the help you need, brother.
Ryan Clarke's CTE would set in and he would say, bruh, you know what it is with me and you. I saved you the entire season on Monday Night Football. I urge people to let you be you. No matter how corny, how bad a teammate you were, I had your back. What did you do? Invite someone on your show you know I didn't fool with to ask questions about me and then hit me weeks later to tell me you're gonna challenge one of my takes. You're a phony, bro. One of the worst teammates I ever had, both on the field and in TV. You gotta do what you gotta do. I didn't attack your wife. I spoke on what you do on social media and TV. Like I said, I met your wife and she seemed like a lovely lady that was worth more than the color of her skin. You be good, bro. So y'all see this scatterbrain CTE having, man, just literally told on himself. This isn't even about the sports take that RG3 said. And that's the whole point. This is about all the way his feelings going back to Monday Night Football. Him feeling betrayed by RG3. Him feeling like he was a bad teammate when they were on the same team. And that's my whole point. And that's the only thing that everybody's trying to call out. And Ryan Clarke won't accept it. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. Did this seem like a personal attack? Or did you think it was fair for Ryan Clarke to speak on this man's family, his wife, and maybe what's going on in his household? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. And we out, baby. Boom! Big Just LaFlare.
It's him.